Now? Okay. All right, tonight we're on our second lesson, and it's entitled Ownership of My Dysfunction. I want to just say that when we look at this subject, the ultimate goal of our series here is to help people understand it, but also come into a place of wholeness and healing mentally. Now, last week we talked a little bit about the function of the brain. God gave us a brain, and in our mind functions because of certain things that have been deposited in our mind. We are what people or what we have put in our mind. Mind is like a garden. If you put seed in your garden, you're going to grow some kind of a crop. Whatever you put in your garden in Mark chapter 4 says that our hearts and our minds are like soil. And Jesus gave us a very important parable there. In fact, he even said that if we do not understand this parable in Mark 4, we will not understand any of the parables, because he's referring to our minds being healthy and whole to receive and to listen. Now, last week I talked about two parts of our mind. There's actually four parts, but I'm only going to concentrate on two parts. That is the prefrontal cortex of our mind, which deals with reason, with logic, and it's the area that involves caution. And we think it's the area where we kind of establish some form of braking system. In our prefrontal cortex, it's where people think about things. They look at things logically. In the prefrontal cortex, it's where we set boundaries. It's where we actually question things in our mind, in the prefrontal cortex. But also in the back of our mind, there is what is known as the limbic system. I call that the gas pedal. That's where our emotions flow out of. This is where we live by feelings. This is where the creative part of our mind works. We dream, we create, we feel, and we're motivated by what is in our limbic system of our mind. Now, we also have to bring the spirit of a man into this. And the spirit or the personality of an individual comes to being when whatever is dominant in our thinking. There are people that live by their feelings. They're motivated by what they feel. Now, there's nothing wrong with we need to realize we need emotion. We need feeling. Feeling's important for life. But we don't want to live by feelings. But on the other side, you can have just facts, boundaries, and behavior, and information, and logic, and reason. But if you don't bring some heart